He is just a maid's son, nothing special, Ryan said with a scoff, and Jungkook looked down, wiping the single tear which left from his eye. He wanted to yell and scream at Ryan for behaving so cold towards him, and he wanted to ask if he was nothing special, then why did she kiss him yesterday? Jungkook's heart sank as he heard Ryan's words. He couldn't believe that Ryan was saying such things about him. He thought that Ryan had feelings for him, but now he realized that he was wrong. Jungkook felt tears swelling up in his eyes, but he forced them back. He didn't want to let Ryan see him cry. He didn't want to give Ryan the satisfaction of knowing that she had hurted him. Ryan saw Jessie calling her to join them. Ryan smiled going towards them, leaving Jungkook and Minnie alone. Minnie sat on Ryan's seat after she left from there. So Jungkook-Jeon, tell me about yourself. Minnie smiled. I'm just an ordinary boy, nothing special about me. Jungkook chuckled humorlessly, thinking Ryan's words. Are you a magician? Minnie asked with a smirk. And Jungkook looked at her with a frown, saying no. Because when I'm looking at you, you make everyone else disappear. Minnie flirted, and Jungkook looked at her for a second before he busted out laughing with Minnie. Ryan was feeling bored of the Jessie group's posh talks. She slightly turned back to get a glance of Jungkook. She clenched her fist when she saw Jungkook laughing with Minnie. Ryan continued to watch Jungkook laughing with Minnie. She felt a pang of jealousy in her chest. She couldn't believe that Jungkook was having so much fun with someone else. Ryan stood up and excused herself from the group. She walked over to the washroom and splashed some cold water on her face. She tried to calm herself down, but she couldn't stop thinking about Jungkook. Ryan came back to the classroom. She saw Minnie whispering something in Jungkook's ear. I don't care, Ryan thought, rolling her eyes before turning back to her group, talking about something. This time Youngsik also didn't bring any topic which bored Ryan. Okay students, important announcement. This Saturday you guys have high school freshers party. The principal announced in the speaker, making the students roar from the excitement. I'm so excited! Will you come to the freshers party, Jungkook? Minnie asked, and Jungkook smiled, shaking his head, saying no. But why, Jungkook? It will be so much fun. Minnie whined cutely, making Jungkook chuckle at her silliness. I don't want to go there. Besides, I don't even have a good dress to wear for that party. Jungkook said with humorless chuckle. You know what? Come with me. Minnie grinned, holding Jungkook's wrist, dragging him outside the class. Ryan saw Jungkook and Minnie were running out of the class, holding their hands. She rolled her eyes as she clenched her hands into fists, hitting the bench angrily, making a loud thud. I don't care, Ryan thought, rolling her tongue inside her mouth. Shall we go to canteen and have some burger? Sojin asked, and all nodded their heads, and Ryan wanted to eat some food to calm down her anger and hunger. Minnie and Jungkook were sitting under a large flower blossom tree, talking about random things. Minnie was having a great time enjoying Jungkook's company and the beautiful weather, but then Jungkook did something that made Minnie's heart skip a beat. Jungkook reached into his pocket and pulled out a candy. He unwrapped it and popped it into his mouth. Minnie couldn't help but stare. Jungkook looked so handsome wearing his glasses, and the way he ate the candy was so adorable. Minnie stopped smiling and just watched Jungkook. She couldn't believe how lucky she was to have Jungkook as a friend. Jungkook was everything Minnie had ever wanted in a best friend. Kind, funny, intelligent and handsome. And now she was seeing a whole new side of Jungkook and she loved it. Jungkook finished his candy and looked up at Minnie. He smiled when he saw Minnie staring at him. What's wrong? Jungkook asked. Nothing, Minnie said, quickly turning away. You just look really handsome. Jungkook blushed. Thanks, he said. I love you, Minnie confessed, making Jungkook choke on his candy. He looked at her feeling shocked. I fell for you when I saw you for the first time, June. Minnie smiled, holding Jungkook's hands. Jungkook inhaled a deep breath. I'm sorry, Minnie. I can't return your feelings because you're madly in love with Ryan, right? Minnie asked, with a grin making Jungkook blush. How did you know? I always thought that you are so in love with Vayan by seeing the way you look at her. You always look at her with so much love in your eyes. Minnie could, showing a photo which she took secretly. Jungkook blushed even harder when he saw the photo Minnie was holding. It was a photo of him and Vayan sitting together on a bench, laughing. I want someone to look at me the way you look at Kim Vayan. Minnie whined. You are really a great girl, Minnie. I'm sure you will get a better person than me. Jungkook smiled, patting Minnie's shoulder. That same old dialogue. Minnie rolled her eyes playfully at him. Don't worry, I'll help you to get your love, Minnie said, and Jungkook widened his eyes. I read it somewhere. If you love someone, you care about their happiness first, not yours. Minnie smiled as her eyes became glossy. Jungkook pulled her into a hug, brushing her hair softly. Jungkook hoped that one day she would find someone who would cherish and love her the way she deserved. Vayan's heart sank as she saw Minnie and Jungkook hugging each other. She couldn't help but feel jealous. She knew that Minnie had a crush on Jungkook. Vayan clenched her jaws as she watched them. She didn't want to admit it, but she felt possessive of Jungkook. She didn't want to see him with anyone else. I don't care, Vayan thought, but it looked like she is convincing herself that she doesn't care about Jungkook. Vayan turned and walked away, her heart pounding in her chest. Next day, Vayan tried to act nonchalant as she entered the classroom, but her heart was racing. She couldn't help but steal glances at Minnie and Jungkook, who were sitting next to each other. Oh, Minnie, this is my seat, Vayan said, pointing at the seat beside Jungkook's seat, where Minnie is sitting right now. Vayan, can you sit in my place? I want to sit here because Jungkook and I are talking about something important. Minnie smiled and Vayan wanted to slap her. Nevertheless, she controlled herself, sitting on Minnie's place. Vayan sat on the seat with a sigh. She took out her history book and a pen out of her bag when she saw her history teacher coming inside the class. Vayan tightened her hold around the pencil when she heard Minnie and Jungkook whispering something in each other's ear, making Vayan more angry. You don't care about Jungkook, just concentrate on your studies, Vayan thought, writing down the notes, which was dictated by their history teacher. Can you guys shut up and concentrate on the class? You both are disturbing me, Vayan whispered, looking at Jungkook and Minnie. Jungkook nodded his head, writing down the notes. Bit bunny, Minnie whispered in Jungkook's ear. Yes, I'm whipped for my baby. Jungkook smiled, looking at Vayan, who was writing down the notes with a frown on her face. Oh really, I can. Minnie, can you go back to your place? Actually, I'm more comfortable in my place, Vayan said, holding a book. Minnie nodded her head, going back to her seat. With a huff, Vayan sat beside Jungkook. Jungkook felt his heartbeats quickening when he felt the familiar warmth of Vayan. He took a deep breath and tried to calm himself down, focusing on writing his notes. You can't talk to anyone except me,